We are doing office hours so that we can share resources across the district. We know we've got a lot of people, teachers, related service providers, everyone working out in the field with some great ideas. And rather than try and reinvent the wheel every time, we want to make sure that we're sharing resources. So that's why we're here today. When we think of assistive technology, we always look through it with a lens of equity to make sure that every student is getting exactly what it is that they need. And we use the SET framework. That's looking at the student and everything that we know about the student and looking at the environments and the tasks that we'd like them to be able to do either more fully or more independently. And then we overlay the tools on top of that. And that tool piece is often what we view as the assistive technology. So keep that in mind as we're moving through this. So our agenda for today, we'll have some sharing by our guest. We'll make sure that we have a couple minutes for question and answers, a few additional resources, and then some wrap up at the end. So I would like to introduce to you Stephanie Jasperson-Aganis, and I will stop presenting and let you introduce yourself and tell us what you've got today. Thanks.
All right, perfect. All right, welcome everyone. I'm Stephanie Jasperson-Aganis. I'm a special ed teacher at Ordine East Middle School, DCD ASD Setting 3. I've been teaching 18 or 19 years now. And over the years, I've came across some amazing materials and resources and some that aren't so great. But I was really excited to share with Julie Ray on what I've been using for reading and writing, Explode the Code, and Epic Reading, an online reading program. I have found that they're amazing, and I just want to share with you today some of those resources. So I'll present my screen now. Okay, I hope everyone can see that. Let's see. All right, I'm going to start off with Explode the Code. Explode the Code has been around for many, many years, and it's where students get there's workbooks that go along with this curriculum, and there's also now a new online program that teachers can purchase for students. So I'm going to start off with showing a video, a little bit about the new online computer program that's available, and then I'll get into talking a little bit about the workbooks that I use, and we'll start from there.
The literacy specialist recommended Explode the Code as the strongest phonics product available because of its scope and sequence, its ease of use, and its extensive reinforcement.
For over 30 years, Explode the Code has been a phonics bestseller, helping students to break through the code with direct phonics instruction. Explode the Code's exceptional content is now available in an online format. With Explode the Code, students build the essential literacy skills needed for reading success, including phonological awareness, decoding, vocabulary, comprehension, fluency, and spelling. Explode the Code stands out among other programs because of its extensive reinforcement and practice opportunities to ensure mastery, consistent format, and simple directions that make it easy for students to use, accommodations for English language learners and struggling readers, and Explode the Code is now available in 2 formats, in workbooks and online. Explode the Code was developed by Nancy Hall, an experienced teacher, tutor, and educational consultant who specializes in the teaching and assessment of reading, writing, and spelling. Her expertise has helped to create an exceptional series designed to help beginning and struggling readers. The Explode the Code workbooks feature phonics instruction and reinforcement in an easy-to-use workbook series, support for teachers with guides and placement tests, early literacy skill instruction, additional comprehension exercises in the Beyond the Code series, and an English language learner's guide for teachers. The time-tested Explode the Code content is also offered online.
I had experience with Explode the Code. The first time was actually my daughter, who is a special education student, and she did the book form of Explode the Code. So I was really excited because the pages came alive, and I thought it was just so much more effective online because the child hears it, sees it, says it, and also types it in or writes it or spells it.
Explode the Code Online offers access to online phonics instructions spanning grades K through 4, individualized data-driven instruction, robust reporting for progress monitoring, auditory and visual support for independent learning, and an appealing user experience for students. Explode the Code Online was developed through a partnership with CurriculaWorks, creators of advanced online learning software. Deanna Turgeon, co-founder of CurriculaWorks, saw a need in her tutoring programs for online reading instruction that offered more than other programs.
We were looking for something that had very robust data collection, something that was motivating to the students and easy to use, but something that also had very strong pedagogy. We feel very fortunate to be a part of the development team for Explode the Code Online. The result has been that Explode the Code Online is a very strong program that has helped thousands of children become stronger readers.
The lessons in the Explode the Code print workbooks are broken down into smaller units in an easy-to-use online format. Students are provided with visual and auditory cues and immediate feedback to support independent learning and vocabulary development. The following is an example of one Explode the Code online activity.
Sh. So. Sh. O. A. O. A. Sh. A. Shave. Good job.
The chalkboard indicates students' progress. After completing each unit, students earn one of 4 buttons based on their performance. Teachers like that they can easily glance around a classroom to assess progress and see which students need extra assistance. Students quickly become engaged in the program and get excited about earning the buttons.
Cube. Good job.
Well, Explode the Code is a really interesting program because it allows them to go at their own pace. And it's a program that's based on mastery. So when a child masters something, then he goes on to the next one.
Explode the Code Online is unique because of its ability to tailor phonics instructions to each individual student's needs. This graph represents a student's performance in one unit of the program. Green assessment zones throughout the program determine appropriate, individualized student placement. Each color-coded dot represents a single unit of student performance. Students are constantly assessed for proficiency as the program records correct and incorrect responses and completion times. Then sophisticated branching techniques adjust curriculum accordingly so that students work only on the areas of need.
I think Explode the Code is most effective with second language learners, students who are transitioning to English reading, because it covers those sounds that they never get in their bilingual class, and it gives them that little boost, and it actually, I think, accelerates their transitioning into English reading.
Explode the Code Online provides a vast amount of information on student and class performance to help teachers continually monitor students' progress. The The Student Summary Report provides a quick snapshot of how a student is progressing in the program. Teachers can drill down from this report to several others. The graphs provide a comprehensive overview of a student's progress through the curriculum. Like the other reports in Explode the Code online, the graph is interactive and provides additional information with the click of a mouse. Efficacy studies indicate that students who used Explode the Code online every day for 20 minutes for at least 10 weeks gained reading proficiency at a rate of at least 3 times that of students from the same schools who did not use the program.
I really think that Explode the Code is really an effective tool to use, an effective program to use for students. It's motivating. It's educationally sound, and I've seen students progress and do well and feel confident. And had a lot of comments from classroom teachers that, you know, this child never liked to read before, and now they like to read.
I like doing it because it helps me learn. I get to make sentences and it helps me read.
To set up a presentation for your school or district,
Okay, that was some information on the online program. And I have trialed that program. I did buy a couple licenses, and just before COVID hit, I was working with a couple students on the program, and I was impressed with it. I just thought it was expensive, a little expensive, but I want to go back to that and try it out again when we have in-person learning. But in the meantime, Explode the Code also has all these amazing these workbooks. This right now, you can get all the workbooks for $175 off of Amazon. And how I've used them is I've copied the books and added them to my Google Drive. I use Kami and share my screen to students, and I'm able to write on the documents. Students work on the lessons at home or alongside me. They have hard copies of the books at home. So I'll just take a few minutes and demonstrate Explode the Code. Okay, this is one of the books. Read, write, and circle. And what I like about it is it's constant repetition for students, especially those who are struggling readers. There's constant lessons that reinforce the same skills and the same words. So comics, write it on the read, write, and circle. And I will do some of this with kids, and then I'll say, okay, go ahead and do it on your own. Or I'll assign, this one I assigned for homework. But as you can see, the next assignment I was working on online with the kids, and I will do, in my Google Meet, we'll have students read the sentences, and then we will do it together. We'll take turns, do one-on-one, or I may just say, okay, I'm going to give you some time right now during our Google meeting. Go ahead and do the first three problems by yourself, and then we'll go back and reread them. I have found my students really love this program, and they love the consistency with it. They know it's time for Explode the Code. And then here's another page. Pick a word to fit each sentence. I'll go over the words with them, and then I assign that page for homework. Then when we meet again, I will have students read aloud and put in the answers. And then I will write in the answers as well. And that I use Kami all the time for sharing documents. So I just scan these lessons to my computer, and I download them into my Google Drive, open with Kami, and then I'm able to actually write on the documents in front of the kids and work on it together. So that's something that I really enjoy. But as you can see, these are just some other examples. And I have all the books from pre-K all the way up to book, I believe, 7 or 8. And then they practice writing on their own. 7, camel, wagon. And then there's another lesson, new lesson that comes with it. So I've been really impressed with this program. Okay, I'm going to speed along and go to Epic Reading next. It is one of my favorite reading programs that I've found. just because I'll just read it here. Epic is a leading digital reading platform built on a collection of over 40,000 popular high-quality books from 250 of the world's best publishers. And 1 million educators have signed up. And the important thing here is that it's free to educators, which I'm so impressed with, and I just couldn't believe it. So let me go ahead and show you a little bit about what Epic is. So I have signed all my students up for Epic. They are able to go online at home, and they're able to read books that I assign to them. So I will show you some of the assignments that I've assigned to them. Okay, this one here is Cat Ninja. And this one, actually, some books are read to you. But I wanted to show you the quality of the voice and how engaging it is for students. So let me start from the beginning here.
Greetings, Cat Crimer. Or should I say, Cat Ninja. Did you think I wouldn't see through your disguise?
Actually, Monsieur Mollusk, you didn't, but I was bored, so I told you. What? I am a fickle cat.
The eye patch threw me off, but it doesn't matter. All that matters is our friend, the Cuckoo, has placed a $10 million bounty on your head.
So as you can see, the voices and the voice tone and the different people reading, it's highly, highly engaging. So if I go back and I'll show you. Let's see. I'm going to go under Explore. And I've had my search bar in here to grade level, because most of my students are reading anywhere between the 2nd and 3rd grade level. But as you can see, they have some new releases. There's just very, very interesting books. They have comics that you can access. And the ones here that say read to you are books that will actually read to students. So that's nice. So I can assign something to students. Let's say I wanted to pick this one here. All I have to do is hit assign and then select my roster and assign to students, and that's it. It's just very, very simple. If I want to just pull up books just read to me, I can search by grade level or topic up here in the space bar above. And my students also like videos. And there's all kinds of videos on different topics, on different animals that you can assign or watch them together. It's just highly, highly engaging for students. And they also have audiobooks. And you can go ahead and select what audiobook you want. Like I said, you can go and look under different grade levels. You can explore different topics. They're constantly getting new material on here. They have Diary of a Wimpy Kid is on here, and students are just highly engaged. And it also tracks how many books students have actually read, and by minutes, and how many books they've read. So if I'm grading for the quarter and kind of looking to see, oh, you read 27 books this quarter, I assign students reading time on Epic every single day. I have found that students are highly engaged because they can select some of their own books, but also when I assign assignments, it goes right in their mailbox, and they can see what assignments I've assigned to them. So I've been really impressed with Epic and the voices, and it's just really, really simple. And it also gives me a daily student activity report of how many books students have read, and amongst other things. As you can see, you can see other areas here: social, emotional learning, science and arts, English language arts, math, social studies, languages, just all kinds of interesting material to find on this program. Okay, I have 5 minutes left, and I can go ahead and take some questions. People wanted to ask something, go ahead.
Great. That was a great introduction. Yeah. So if you have questions, you can feel free to pick up the microphone and ask them that way. Or if you're more comfortable, you can type them into the chat window and we can read them also. So what questions are out there?
Hi, Julie. Thank you, Stephanie. I know a while ago, Julie, you sent us an email and said we should go through you to sign up kids. Is it easy for a teacher to do it, or is there another step?
Yeah, no, it's very easy. Yes, absolutely. It's you go ahead and sign up as a teacher and then just add your roster in. And it took me, 15 minutes or so. You assign the kids some passcodes, and it's very easy. Yeah, very easy.
One more. Have you ever done like a group read where you assign all the kids the same book? Does that work or not?
Yes, I have. You can assign individual books for students, and you can also assign the whole group to read a book. I have found it just depends on the content. If I assign it, and if it's not interesting to some students, they won't complete it, and others will. What I like is about live Google meetings is I bring Epic up every day, and we do some reading out loud, where individual students will read the text and I will read the text, and we'll do some shared reading, just like I was if I was in a classroom. But yeah, it just depends on the content. Sometimes I'll assign material, and some kids don't want anything to do with it and they don't want to read that one, but they will go on and pick books to read themselves, which I'm so impressed by. And you can see which kids are logging on each day. You can see how many books they've read. But the kids really enjoy it. They really enjoy when I share my screen, and they really like when I have books read to them because they like the different voices. Teacher's voice is boring, so they really like when the text reads to them. So yeah, some good question. Thank you. And also I did attach for Explode the Code some information and prices for everything. For the online system, and then for the individual books too. You don't have to order the whole set. You can just order whatever ones that you're looking for. But I have found that for repetition and practice, that my students' reading skills have really improved, the reading and the writing. Okay, any other questions? Or two, if you want to just trial out maybe a book students are reading at a certain level, maybe a 3rd or 4th grade level, 2nd grade level. I have all the books, so I would be happy to share with you a copy of that before you purchase it too. So just let me know. Thank you.
One more. I have kids that, of course, are reading at a lower level. Do they see the grade level you picked?
The books are leveled, but they're leveled. They start off, and I believe like they're A, B, C, and they're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I don't make, excuse me, I don't make a big issue out of the level with the kids, but you could, if you wanted to cover that up, you certainly could. I just call it like book 1, book 2, book 3. Is what I do, but you could certainly, when you copy that, you could take that level off of it. If you had students that were at different levels, for
Okay.
different reading groups too, you could easily do that. But for myself, I just say, we're in book 1. That's awesome. We just finished book 3.5. Now we're on 4. So,
Okay. Sounds good.
but it's amazing. Like I said, I haven't found anything better. So, and the kids enjoy it. That's the thing. They're engaged in it. So that makes me happy.
Great questions, Julie. All right, I might slide into a little wrap up here, but we can hang around for more questions if people have them. I'll present a tab here. So this slide is just a reminder that we put all of our recorded sessions up on YouTube. So if you miss a session, you can make sure that you check it out. So last week's session on the STAR Online Learning System, that curriculum is now available on YouTube. And again, a reminder that next week we've got Stacia Spies talking about boom cards. So make sure that you register for that session too. And as we're moving forward, I always ask people to think of that just one thing. We know that people are on really steep learning curves right now and going through a lot of transitions with model changes and things like that. So if you can just think of one thing moving forward that might make your life a little easier or your kids' lives a little more engaging with the content, then pick that one thing moving forward. Just a huge thank you to all of you for attending and asking your great questions. And thank you so much to Stephanie for presenting these 2 great resources. We got a really good twofer today. So thanks so much for doing that.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks. And I'll stop recording. I'll hang around if there's anything else that